In our last episode, we fully explored the Prydwen and walked away with a better understanding of what the Brotherhood stands for and why they're really here. At the end of our exploration, Captain Kells gave us a quest.
We've dispatched a number of reconnaissance teams. Paladin Dance's squad was far from the first.
The previous team was dispatched 3 years ago. They never reported back. Officially, they're missing. Presumed dead.
Your orders are to search for the missing recon team and recover their effects. Report to me with your results.
He wants us to find the Lost Patrol. We learned from Paladin Dance shortly upon meeting him at the Cambridge police station that before the Brotherhood came here on the Prydwen, they had sent 3 recon patrols to scout ahead. One came back with loot, one was Paladin Dance's, and the other was Recon Squad Artemis, which disappeared from the face of the earth. No one has heard from them in over 3 years. This is the missing patrol that Captain Kells wants us to find. He didn't know where they were. All he knew is where they were supposed to be. And he told us that we could start looking for them near the ruins of Malden. Exploring around Malden, eventually, our Pip-Boy picks up a distress signal.
Picking up a distress signal, 107. That's the right frequency. It's the recon team. Let's trace the signal and see if we can locate its source.
We now have to track down the signal, and this works exactly the same way that tracking down the Courser did when we were trying to get into the Institute. Our Pip-Boy picks up beeping, which gets louder as we get closer to the signal source, and it tells us a percentage so that we know when we're going in the right direction. After a few fights, eventually we arrive in the ruins of a blasted-out house. Moving inside, we find a huge crater strewn with bodies.
Hold up. Let's assess the site. An explosion tore this building apart. Some kind of high-yield detonation. Look at the blast crater.
But wait, these appear to be empty suits of power armor.
It's fused solid.
It's Brotherhood
This one
power.
too.
Look, you can still make out the insignia. The recon team was here. The damage, it's deliberate. They set the fusion cores in their armor to overload. That's what caused the blast, but why?
What happened here?
Over here, look.
Dance finds an actual body. It's the corpse of Knight Varham. Next to his body is a distress pulsar, and by looting it, we turn off the distress signal. On Knight Varham's body is his holotag and a battlefield holotape. Listening to the holotape in our Pip-Boy,
ambushed on the road. We're outnumbered 5 to 1. Varham, report.
Force down to 5%!
We'll have to scuttle the armor. We can't let them have it.
Varham!
Damn it. Aspen set the self-destruct. Ferris, fall back. We'll head for the old military base, then try to make it to our holdout. The code will be our call sign. All right, move!
What a choice. With no armor and no supplies, their odds of survival were low. But that was the right decision. Technology must be protected, no matter the cost. The recon team made it this far. Let's try to follow their trail from here.
we learned from the holotape exactly where they were headed, to the old military base. Taking a look at our map nearby, we do find a National Guard training yard. That must be the military base that Paladin Brandis was talking about. I covered the National Guard training yard in a previous episode. We'll go over the highlights here. Arriving at the training yard, just outside we find a shipping canister with an expert-locked security gate inside. If we could pick it, on the other side of this gate is a full suit of randomly generated power armor. There are a number of pre-war defenses outside, as well as roaming ghouls. As we get close to the large building in the middle of the site, we pick up another distress signal. Its range is much shorter than the last one, but it gets stronger as we get closer to the main door. Disarming the frag mines outside, we can head inside the office. The office is filled with ghouls that we gotta take out.
Something
Weapons cold.
In one of the rooms, we find a Brotherhood body.
Wait, that's...
It's Knight Aslan, and on a shelf next to her body is the next distress pulsar.
Knight Aslan. She was in my company years ago. Best marksman I ever saw.
On her body is Knight Aslan's holotag and her holotape.
Knight Terra Aslan, Brotherhood of Steel, Recon Team 429 Alpha, serial number 3431. It's been 3 hours since I set my distress pulsar. There's been no word from the Paladin or Ferris. Their objective was a satellite array on the coast. They may be out of range. My orders were to hold this position at all costs. The entire site has been overrun. The door won't last much longer. Paladin Brandis, sir. It's been an honor, sir.
Soldier to the end. Well done, Knight. They should have fortified their camp, made it a proper outpost. They must not have had time, and Aslan paid the price. We've got another lead. Let's move out.
A satellite array on the coast. But first, we can finish looting the training yard. After looting some caps in a blasted-out terminal, we find an important key in one of the desks. This is the National Guard officer's password. Back on the ground floor, we can use the password to unlock the barracks access terminal. Through the security gate, we open a door to arrive in a hallway filled with ghouls. This leads to the barracks. Inside, we fight a slew of ghouls.
Standing down.
On the top floor, we use the same password that we looted in the previous building to unlock the Armory Management Terminal. From here, we can unlock a nearby remotely controlled door that we actually can't see from inside just yet. Instead, we need to finish killing all the ghouls and the glowing one before looting all of the containers and leaving the building. Notably, in the cafeteria, we find a copy of U.S. Covert Operations Manual number 8.
There we go.
Getting the drop on communists. Once outside, we can use a terminal to unlock this rear gate, and it's here we find the door that we unlocked from the terminal inside. A red door that leads to the National Guard Armory. Inside the armory, we find a bunch of laser tripwires set out.
Developing this level of technology is a lost art that the Brotherhood's hoping to revive.
Using the same officer's password that we looted in the previous building, we can access the nearby terminal and use the terminal to open the security door and then kill the ghoul inside. Here we find another power armor frame with more randomly generated power armor on it. In the armory are a few containers and ammo boxes and an end of dungeon steamer trunk. But when we leave, we get attacked by a sentry bot.
Taking a visual on the target.
With this monstrous place finally clear, we can continue our hunt for the missing recon team. Checking our map, we do indeed find a satellite array near the coast, the Revere Satellite Array. But clearing it is no easy task. The place is swarming with super mutants, including super mutant suiciders. But it's all in a day's work for a member of the Brotherhood. The super mutants have built a little town on top of and spanning between the ruins of the satellite arrays. Climbing one, we find a shack at the very top. Here we find a novice-locked ammo canister and another copy of U.S. Covert Operations Manual.
Excellent.
Permanently more difficult to detect while sneaking. Issue number 9 looks better in black. The top of the second tower is empty, but it connects to the next tower using a very rickety-looking scrap bridge. This bridge leads inside one of the dishes. Here we find an end-of-dungeon steamer trunk, some super mutant armor for Strong, a fat man, and a power armor frame. It was empty in my game. At the top of the fourth tower, we see that the scaffolding is broken. We can't get to the top without a jetpack, and there's nothing up there anyway. At the top of the fifth tower, we find a scrap shack, more super mutant armor, and an ammo canister, which leaves only one satellite array tower left to explore. Climbing the sixth one, we find a shack dangling from the satellite dish halfway up it, and inside, we find a Brotherhood body.
Field Scribe Ferris. He was with the recon team.
The body of Scribe Ferris. The distress pulsar is right next to his corpse. We can loot it to turn off the signal, and on his body we find Scribe Ferris's holotag and his holotape.
This is Ferris. It's been 2 hours since the Paladin left. My leg, I can't staunch the bleeding. The bullet must have hit an artery. Brandis, if you get this, I hope you made it back to Aslan in time. There was nothing you could do for me. Get to the bunker up north. You'll survive. That's all that matters.
They must have come to the satellite array for the comm system. Probably trying to send word back to the Prydwen. They were ambushed. Ferris was wounded, couldn't walk. They got a distress signal, and Brandis left him behind. He broke the first rule of small group tactics. Stick together. Always stick together. They all wound up alone, and they all got killed. Damn it. That just leaves Brandis. He always was a survivor, but after all this time, the tape mentioned a bunker. I think I know the one. It was part of my original mission brief. Let's move out.
The tape also gave us their call sign, which, as we learned previously from the first holotape where we heard Brandis's voice, was the access code to the bunker. We never actually see this code except for when the quest updates. The access code is 429A. Dance knows where the bunker is, so we don't have to follow a distress signal. Along the way, we see a UFO.
A streak of light, maybe a vehicle of some kind. Sounds like something crash-landed. We should investigate immediately.
Which I covered in my video on the UFO crash site that you can watch here. Eventually, the broken paved road connects to a dirt road that goes off into the mountains. There's a random encounter hotspot in the middle of this road. Here I found the merchant stash, whom I've actually triggered a number of times in this playthrough so far. Not sure why she keeps showing up. And eventually, at the very end, nestled in the rocks, is Recon Bunker Theta.
Recon Bunker Theta. This is the holdout site. Stay vigilant.
Now that we have the call sign, we can access the bunker access terminal and punch in 429A. From inside, we can open the door, it swings open, and, stepping inside...
Freeze! One more step and I'll blow your damn heads off!
Paladin Brandis?
Who are you? Who sent you? How did you get in here?
Now, Paladin Brandis is in a highly agitated state. Remember, he hasn't seen the Brotherhood for years at this point. We find 2 charisma checks, a yellow one and a red one. If we fail the yellow one...
Calm down. We're just here to talk.
No. I can't trust you. I can't trust you!
A part of the job.
Eliminated. The Brotherhood.
he attacks, and we're forced to kill him. But if we pass it...
Talk! Why? Who sent you? What are you doing here?
Or we could try to pass the red charisma check and tell him to back off. And if we fail...
Back off, old man.
I can't trust you!
He again turns hostile. But if we pass it...
No. What are you doing here?
Or we can make our lives easier and pass some faction and relationship checks. If we're a member of the Brotherhood, we find a Brotherhood check.
Easy, Paladin. We're with the Brotherhood.
And if Dance is in our party, we can show him a familiar face.
Dance?
It's Dance. Paladin Dance. Don't you recognize me?
Dance? No, that can't be. Why are you here?
I was dispatched to the Commonwealth on a recon mission, Paladin, just like yours.
How did you find me? I've been alone. All alone for so long.
You're Paladin Brandis?
I asked you a question. Why are you here? Why are you here?
If we ask him his name again...
You're Paladin Brandis?
I can't trust you!
He turns hostile. Or we could say we were just exploring.
I was exploring the area and saw the bunker. Does it matter?
I can't trust you!
In which case he turns hostile. We could order him to drop the gun.
Drop the gun, and we'll talk.
In which case he turns hostile. At this point, our only option to save his life is to get right to the point and talk about what we know, the distress signals.
We followed the distress beacons left by your team. Their holotapes led us here.
The others? What happened to them?
The others?
The others, what happened to them?
We could lie, and apparently after all this time, he can see right through our lie.
I'm not sure.
No.
Because if we do, he turns hostile. However, this far into the dialogue tree, the other two remaining choices do not turn him hostile.
They're dead.
I thought so. I tried to go back for them, but there was nothing I could do. Not alone.
They're dead, Paladin. I recovered their tags.
You did? Thank you. This really means a lot to me. I tried to go back for them, There was nothing I could do, not alone, but I'd hoped. You've been through a lot to find me. I should give you something. I've collected a lot over the years. Technology, odds and ends. If you see anything you want, take it.
Come back with us. You're still a member of the Brotherhood, Paladin.
What? No, I couldn't. Not after everything that's happened.
What have you been doing all this time?
I tried to do some recon, explore a little, but I'm all alone. It was just too much of a risk. So I've been hiding so long. 3 years. Yes, about that. Too long.
Are you gonna be all right?
I'll manage. I'm so used to hiding and fighting. Everyone. Everything.
Is that all?
I live alone. Avoid other people. Everyone. Everything. What do you want? I could let you sleep here, I suppose. That's all right. Or try the food. I don't have much, but if you're hungry. The only other thing I have is my gun, and... No, I still need it. I can't let you have it.
Paladin Dance hates it if we choose that option to try to get more loot from him. He also disliked it if we flatly told him that his squad was dead, but he loves it if we give him the holotags instead. At this point, we've got two options to say goodbye to Paladin Brandis.
I'll see you later. Farewell, Brandis.
Goodbye. And thanks.
With that, he walks off. And despite talking to us about a gun that he has in his possession, if we try to pickpocket him, we don't find it on his inventory. And we don't find it if we kill him. The final way to resolve this quest is to convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood. We start by trying to pass a yellow charisma check, and if we fail...
The Brotherhood needs you, Paladin. It's time you reported in.
No, there's no going back. Not for me. Not anymore.
And we get the ending where he stays in this bunker.
Are you sure you won't reconsider? We need you, Paladin.
No, there's no going back. Not for me. Not anymore.
But if we succeed...
I can't. It's been too long. I wouldn't be of any use.
We now have the opportunity to pass an orange charisma check to try to convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood. If we fail, he stays here in the bunker just as we saw last time. But if we succeed...
No one knows the Commonwealth better than you. We need your help.
I've been here too long. I'm not myself. Would they still take me?
We now get the opportunity to pass a very difficult red charisma check. If we fail, he stays in the bunker. But if we succeed...
The Brotherhood will honor the memory of your team. Shouldn't you be the one to tell their story?
Unless I go back, their sacrifices, everything we went through, it'll be forgotten. I can't let that happen. I'll do it. For them. All right, I'll get my things. Head to the airport. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
With that, he hangs out here for a little bit. But eventually, he finds his way back to the Brotherhood. We can now explore his bunker, and he said we could loot what we want. On a shelf near to his depleted distress beacon, we find Paladin Brandis's holotape.
Brotherhood of Steel Recon Team 429 Alpha. Final report. I need some time to get our mission has failed. 6 hours after insertion, my company was ambushed. We lost 5 knights and exhausted our power armor reserves. We scuttled the armor to prevent looting, then retreated under fire, abandoning our supplies. I was separated from the 2 remaining members of my team within a week. Both are missing. Status unknown. I'd hoped to rendezvous with them at our holdout bunker and seek a means of escape from the Commonwealth. But no one has come. No one has come.
At the foot of his bed is an end-of-dungeon steamer trunk. We find a first aid kit on a table and a few other containers to loot. At this point, Paladin Dance wants to talk with us outside, and his conversation is very different depending on how we chose to resolve the situation. If we couldn't talk him down and we were forced to kill him, Paladin Dance is very upset.
What the hell was that?
He pulled a gun on us. What did you expect me to do?
I expected you to talk him down. You only made things worse.
What's done is done.
That's it? You think you can just walk away? I expected better from you, Knight.
I didn't expect him to shoot.
Then what did you expect? We could have talked him down.
I'm sorry. I didn't think.
Damn right you didn't think. He was one of us. We could have talked him down. After all that time alone, he was at the breaking point. It didn't take much to push him over the edge. Let's move out. I think we've done enough damage for one day.
If, however, we managed to spare his life, but he refused to leave his bunker...
He's gone native. Damn it.
Gone native?
He lost his drive, his discipline. Even if he returned to the Brotherhood, he would never be the same.
At least he didn't shoot us.
There is that. But I hoped we could persuade him to return. He was a fine soldier once, but he would never be the same.
He's turned his back on the Brotherhood.
He was a fine soldier once, but now, he'll never be the same.
He might recover. Just give him time.
Perhaps. But he'll never be the same. We've done all we can do here. Let's report back to the captain.
If, however, using naturally high charisma or a whole lot of beer and chems, we manage to convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood, Dance is thrilled. Well, as thrilled as Dance can be.
You handled yourself well, Knight.
Will the Brotherhood take him back?
Not like that. He'll be placed under observation until he's fit for duty again. Still, his experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth make him an asset. He won't be turned away.
Another trigger-happy lunatic. Just what the Brotherhood needs.
He's one of us. That's all that matters. He still has a long journey ahead of him, but his skills and experience will be an asset to us.
I did what had to be done.
You did more than that. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. I'm glad to have him back. It's going to be months before he's fit for duty again. But even now, he should be an asset to us.
I appreciate the backup.
Of course. Paladin Brandis is a good soldier. He deserves better than this. It may be a long time before he's fit for duty again, but I'm glad to have him back. Captain Kells will want to hear about this. Let's report in.
With that, we head back to Captain Kells aboard the Prydwen, and our conversation with him can also go one of three ways.
Anything to report?
Report on what?
The missing recon team. Have you learned what happened to them?
If we found Paladin Brandis, but we killed him...
They're dead. What did you expect?
I expected you to show them some respect. They earned it.
I found their remains. All dead.
No survivors.
I've completed my investigation into the missing recon team. There were no survivors.
Good soldiers, all. Even Brandis?
Could he really have survived out here all alone?
I suppose not. It's too much to expect, even from him.
Dead.
Very well.
Paladin Brandis survived, but he attacked me. I had to defend myself. Paladin Brandis survived, but he was out of his mind. I killed him. I had no choice.
After all that. Damn it. Very well. Is there anything else?
How will the Brotherhood remember them?
They faced their mission with courage. They fought with honor against overwhelming odds. They lived and died together, as brothers. That is what it means to be a member of the Brotherhood of Steel.
If we still have their holotags, we can turn them into Kells, but we miss out on this option if we previously gave them to Paladin Brandis in order to talk him down earlier.
What should I do with their tags?
I'll accept them. The Brotherhood will remember their sacrifice.
If we collected all of their holotapes, we can turn them into him as well.
Do you want their holotapes?
Thank you. I'll see that they make it to their next of kin.
And Kells has the same response to all three of these final options.
That's everything.
I'll prepare a full report for the Elder. In the meantime, allow me to offer you a new suit of armor. Bear it with distinction.
As a reward, we get the Steadfast Brotherhood of Steel Combat Armor chest piece. It's a legendary item, which grants us increasing energy and damage resistance the lower our health is, up to plus 35.
This was no easy mission, Knight. Well done.
If, however, we spared Brandis's life, but we couldn't convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood, we find a new option here.
There was one survivor. Paladin Brandis.
Brandis survived? Well, where is he?
Can he come back to the Brotherhood?
Perhaps. We would have to place him under medical observation. Might be months or years before he's cleared for duty again. If he ever is. But his survival experience and knowledge of the Commonwealth would still be a tremendous asset to us.
I'm worried about him. He's paranoid, unstable.
I'm not surprised. All that time alone must have taken a toll on him.
He's a lost cause. He's turned his back on the Brotherhood.
A broken paladin is of no use to us. Better that he be forgotten.
He's alive and well, but he wants to be left alone.
He's given up. I expected better from him. What a waste. Very well. Is there anything else?
But from here on out, his dialogue is the same, and we get the same reward. If, however, we convinced him to rejoin the Brotherhood, our options in that second dialogue tree are a little different.
I convinced him to come back, but he has a long road ahead of him.
It may be years before he's fit for duty again, but at least we can put his knowledge and experience to use.
I convinced him to return to the Brotherhood.
Well done. It may be difficult for him to adjust to life in the Brotherhood again, but his experience should serve us well.
His dialogue ends the same way, and we get the same reward. With that, we complete the quest, The Lost Patrol, but Captain Kells immediately gives us another quest.
Now, I have a more pressing matter that requires your attention. I've received reports that supplies have been disappearing from our supply depot at the airport. I suspect this may be an inside job.
An inside job? Do you have any suspects?
This is treason we're talking about. In a case like this, you are either sure or you are not. Until then, everyone is a suspect.
Let the scribes deal with this.
They filed the reports. This is now a security matter. And security is your job, Knight.
You're worried about petty theft?
It's hardly petty. More than 20 crates are unaccounted for.
If so, that's a serious security risk.
That's what worries me. If there is a traitor, our entire operation here could be in jeopardy. I want you to take charge of this investigation. Report to Night Sergeant Gavel at the base. He commands our logistics division. He can familiarize you with his unit and the depot. Beyond that, you have leave to conduct your investigation as you see fit. Report your findings directly to me. Is that clear?
Is there anything else I should know?
Gavel will fill you in on the details. But from my perspective, the strangest thing is what was stolen. Rations. Only rations. I don't know what to make of it, but it is curious.
Any other advice, Captain?
Follow every lead. Look for anything suspicious, no matter how minor. But understand, treason is a serious charge. If someone in the Brotherhood is responsible for this, I need proof before I can act.
Do I need to keep my investigation a secret?
It's too late for that. Rumors have already begun to spread. Sergeant Gavel and his team will be expecting you. But that only makes your task more difficult. Whoever is doing this will have had time to prepare.
I have other responsibilities, Captain.
I'm making this your responsibility, Knight.
Yes, sir.
I expect results. See that I get them. Dismissed.
With that, we begin the quest, Duty or Dishonor. But the story of Knight Brandis is not finished here. Even after completing the quest, getting the reward, and telling Kells that Brandis wants to stay at the bunker, if he's still there, we can always go back and pass the charisma check to convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood. So if we don't have the right chems with us at the time, for example, we can always come back. And if we convinced him to rejoin the Brotherhood, many, many days later, we find him in the mess hall.
Well now, wondered when I'd see you again.
Sorry, who are you?
What? Even you don't recognize me? I guess I do look a little better than when we last met. Brandis, Paladin Brandis. You pulled me out of that bunker up north, remember?
Just waiting for you to pull a gun on me again. Spice things up.
No. I think we're well past that.
Paladin Brandis? You've really changed.
I clean up well enough. Gonna be a while before I get back to my old routine, though.
Welcome back, Paladin. Welcome home.
Glad to hear someone say that. Listen, I didn't have a chance to thank you properly before. I want you to have my old gun. It kept me alive all those years. Maybe it can do the same for you.
And only if we convince him to rejoin the Brotherhood do we get his personal sidearm. Survivor's Special. A laser pistol with a legendary effect. It does more damage the lower our health is.
Are you sure?
I am. I'm not looking back. Not anymore.
That's not necessary.
I insist.
No. You should keep it. As a reminder.
I have more than enough memories, my friend. I'm not looking back. Not anymore.
Thank you, Paladin.
It's not exactly a regulation issue, but I hope it serves you as well as it served me. I'm not sure I still have a place here. I've been away for too long. Maybe I'm not cut out for the Brotherhood anymore. But I'll give it time. I owe it to you and to my team. Thank you for giving me another chance.
And here the old-timer stands for most of the rest of the game.
Excuse me.
Cade won't clear me for duty yet. To think he's giving me orders now. I'm worried about these recruits. Too young, too green. Not like the initiates back in my day. Never did like this rust bucket. Oh, sure, the Prydwen's a fine ship, but put me in the field any day.
Having him rejoin the Brotherhood is clearly the best result for this quest, depending on the ultimate goals of the sole survivor. But we've already got a new quest. Supplies have gone missing? Kells thinks it's an inside job, but all that's missing is rations? Sounds like a bit of a mystery. Our experience working with Nick Valentine is bound to come in handy. To find out exactly what's going on, tune in next week. Same Ox time, same Ox channel. I publish new episodes in this series each and every week. If you don't want to miss my next one, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. The vast majority of my viewers are not subscribers, but the best way to make sure that you don't miss an episode is to subscribe. So don't rely on chance. Don't hope that you'll find your way back to my channel someday. Subscribe now, and you'll never miss an episode. I've got a plush for sale. It's in stock and ready to ship, but quantities are limited, and I'm almost sold out. If you want to make sure you get one before they are sold out, snag one today. I've also got a shirt shop with completely unique designs that you can't find anywhere else. My designs come on shirts in a variety of men's, women's, and children's sizes, and in a wide array of colors. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in another way, consider becoming a patron on Patreon or a member here on YouTube. YouTube members get little badges that appear next to their names in the comment sections of my videos, and they gain access to ox emojis that they can use in my video comments and in the live chats of my live streams. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with more brand new videos.
If Dumb and Ugly had a child, it'd be a supermutant.
Excuse me, Proctor Teagan.
If you need a little extra persuasion to help with those farmers, I've got plenty of tools here you could use.
Let me see what you have.
Be my guest.